are lots of things I learned at Thrive, but one of them was to expect even greater things from God in people's lives, in circumstances, and for our city. And then as we're working to accomplish that, to realize that you're going to have obstacles that come your way, and it doesn't mean to throw in the towel, but it means to wipe off your brow and keep going. But not only just to expect great things, but be willing to get involved, to impact the community around us. And then in that impact, as we're serving, to realize that God has given each of us unique gifts and abilities, and that He hasn't given those to anybody else, and He didn't miss anything. And what He's called you to do, He's given you what you need to accomplish it.
My biggest takeaway from going to Thrive this year was definitely, I think, when Louie was speaking on heaven. And it really gave me something to actually look forward to and think that heaven is like a joyous occasion. And I hadn't really thought of it that way before until he delivered his sermon.
My biggest takeaway from Thrive was being able to see the biblical text in a very practical and daily use, and how to be able to look at it as being built up in your daily life.
Well, when you go to these big conferences and you hear these big speakers talking and you hear their achievements that they have done, you start to actually question, well, God, like, what am I doing? What am I doing for you? And my main takeaway is to continue to be faithful in what you're faithful with. So God's asked you to love your kids, continue to love them well. And if He's asked you to love your spouse, continue to love your spouse well. And if He's asked you to love your coworkers and your neighbors and your friends, just do it well. And what I've also learned is that God is more concerned with our character than He is with our accomplishments.
There are so many takeaways from Thrive. I think that it doesn't just start with the conference, it starts with the trip down and the people that we get to travel with and stay in homes with. And I would say that I probably got as much from that as I did the conference. Just so much hope and excitement, and amazing to be with so many people who are there to worship God, and that it's all of our jobs. People are hungry to know who Jesus is. And as the body of Christ, we just have to move forward and reach out to people, answer questions.
So here's my main takeaway from Thrive. The decisions you make determine the direction that you take. And what I loved watching is our whole team that invested to be there, to get there, to learn and to grow. They made great decisions to add to their toolbox of how to do ministry better. And that was a beautiful takeaway for me, because it changes the direction that they're taking with their lives as we see folks from our church step into our community to change the world that they live in.
The whole journey, from the trip there on the airplanes to the van rides through Sacramento with Dave, switching lanes and having fun, to the different workshops we went to, the music, the laughter, the fun, the stories, balancing truth and grace, and then how many days you have left in your life and what are you going to do with it.
A phrase that I really thought was awesome is, nothing can happen through you until it happens to you. Yeah.
Big takeaway from Thrive.
Oh no.
Yeah.